Hello, Canada, and welcome to another edition of POP TV powered by POP TikR. Today, we have an incredible guest since 1999, high-profile radio host, voice like butter. The one and only Dylan Black is in the house, and he's coming in 3, 2, 1, bang! There you go. Hi, Dylan.
Voice like butter. Do that again. Can you do
Butter.
that? Wow, that's amazing.
Voice like butter.
Thank you so much for having me. This is fun.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. It's been a busy summer. It's been a crazy year, obviously, with the COVID-19, and but as the same as what you're doing, I'm doing my part to promote local businesses, just anybody who's struggling right now. So I commend you for the things that you've been doing this summer.
Oh, thank you so much, Dylan. I really appreciate that. And, it's an honor to have you here. You're a legend in the making. And, it certainly is incredible, and we're going to get into the initiatives that, you're involved in. You have a lot on your plate. So I was hoping you could do the interview in a Homer Simpson or Cookie Monster, Dylan Black. I got put you on the spot a little bit.
I don't know if I can do this interview like Homer, but I can try. Woohoo! I'm on POP TV.
Oh my God, I don't know how you do that. That is so cool.
Just been doing it for years, and if for some reason the guy who does Homer decides to not do the show anymore, or they have like a contract dispute, I will do it for much cheaper.
There you go.
I don't have to do the whole interview as Homer, do I?
Yeah, absolutely. No pressure, no pressure. But my God, I couldn't believe, you already have this voice that is so, how can I say, it's just like, I can't even describe, it's butter. It's golden, like voice. I don't know how you grew up with those. Growing up, did anyone point that out? Like, how did you get into radio?
Well, so I was lucky enough to be the student council president in my hometown, a high school, Vankleek-Hill, Ontario, VCI, Vankleek-Hill Collegiate Institute, and I did the morning announcements, and that was part of my role. And one of the teachers mentioned that, hey, maybe one day you should get into radio. And I was always fascinated with music and broadcasting, and I actually went to teachers college first. So I tried my hand at a course, Trent Queen's Teachers Con Ed, concurrent education, and it didn't work out the way I'd like it to have. It wasn't for me. So then I went to Loyalist College in Belleville, a 2-year program, and I was lucky enough to land in Ottawa before I graduated, and I've been here ever since. As you said, 1999.
1999, when things were moving and shaking. That's my era, so I always have a special spot in my heart. What was I doing in 1999? I think I was at Dawson College, actually, my last year. So I grew up in Montreal. So
yeah, so you and so Vankleek-Hill is like right in between Montreal and Ottawa. So I was lucky enough to grow up listening to Ottawa radio stations and Montreal radio stations. So I just had this love for the industry, and I've managed to stick at it all these years later, 23 years this fall.
that's amazing. And tell us more about Vankleek-Hill. It's this magical place. I have to say, Bose Beer is based out of there. There's an incredible other personalities that are from this little town of Vankleek-Hill.
Yeah, it's a small town. I think the population around 1,800, and I haven't been there for a couple of years. My parents moved from Vankleek-Hill after living there 45 years, a couple of summers back. So it's difficult for me to go back there without my parents. So but it's always had a place in my heart, right? And it was sort of a magical childhood because small town, safe. Everybody was friendly, and I wouldn't have changed anything, honestly.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, no, if I have to make my way inside, I always pass by, en route to Montreal, but we'll have to check it out. So getting back to your radio, look, so you're on Boom 99.7. You've been with Virgin Radio, Dog FM, Magic 100, and the list goes on. CFRA, which is, such a well-known station in Ottawa as well.
Yeah.
So, you are epic. You even did Rogers TV. You were a host at the daytime show there as well.
Yeah. I right now that show is on hiatus. I've been the main host for about 3 years, and because of COVID, it's difficult to get guests in and out of the studio, obviously, because you have to social distance. And the show is primarily based on guests, like interviews face to face, and cooking segments and musicians. So right now the show is on hold. So I have Boom, and Boom is going well. 70s, 80s, and 90s music, and that's, as you mentioned, like that's your jam as well. 90s music. I like to consider myself like a 90s specialist. That was like my decade for music. So, but we're heavy on 80s, heavy on 70s, and it's just I've been there since 2013. So, and I'm in the studio right now. I'm in one of our side studios, our production studio, do this interview, and I love it. They give me a platform to do what I do in the community. I'm the assistant music director as well, so I get to schedule the music for the station, and it's just I can't say enough good things about my employer because they've kept us safe throughout all this craziness this year, and it's been quite a ride the last 7 years. Very very grateful.
Yeah, no, shout out to all the employers. Again, when we talk about support local, I mean, Canadian jobs are at stake, right? Well-being. I mean, again, the stress of, not knowing if you're going to have your job, the mental health that comes with that. So it's really nice to see, the support local extends just to, from, restaurants. I mean, all that to, these are people's jobs at stake. So it's nice to hear of having supportive employers.
Mm. Yeah, they've been quite amazing, and you're right. And like I said, they give me this platform not only to do great community work, but now I've come up with this thing called Shout Out Saturdays, where if you want to get your name on the radio, we'll make it happen. So if you have a small business and you're struggling, or you want to thank a business that has helped you out, or somebody in the community, birthdays, anniversaries, whatever, we just want to make radio remain that magical platform where we can get things done and help people. Um, as
I
much.
love, I love that shout out Saturday that you have. I mean, how nice is that of you? And you do such, again, I mean, your Bart Simpson impersonation. So listen, I'm going to put you on the spot one more time. Can I ask you a favor? Can I ask you a favor?
Yours.
So I have a friend, Tisha, out in Calgary, and we used to work together, and she loves Cookie Monster. She's going to kill me for this because I'm going to shout her out right now. Would you be able to say a hi, Tisha, in Calgary in a Cookie Monster voice?
Oh, Tisha, it is the Cookie Monster. I am so happy to be on this program here today. I hope you have a good day, Calgary.
Did you say Calgary?
Yeah.
Are you in Calgary? Oh, nom nom nom, nom 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 nom.
Oh my God, you kill me. You're
Embarrassed. I love the Cookie Monster. He's another one of my mentors. The way that guy eats, I'm fine with that.
yeah, it was amazing. Only Cookie Monster can like take it in just like that. I mean, cookies everywhere. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
makes a mess for sure.
That's so awesome. Tisha is going to be so embarrassed / loving it. Thank you so much, Dylan, for that.
Anytime. Anytime.
Yeah, and one of the other things too, which was really interesting. So I, would see you on Rogers TV and, on radio. I mean, your voice again is very unique. So I remember picking up on that. But I really got to know you at an event. So you do a lot of emceeing in Ottawa. And I was at a local Muay Thai event, and you were actually calling the matches. And this was, I think, a Rec MMA. Yeah.
Yeah. It was for my friend Nabil Khatib, Nabil the Thrill, and I'm a ring announcer for mixed martial arts. We haven't had one of those for a little bit, but when I get up there, it's also another thing I love to do. I do it for mixed martial arts and professional wrestling as well. So when I'm in the ring, I try to steer clear of the people that are in the ring because. But I love to just announce and just have fun with it. They're exciting nights, and it's really cool that these people give me these opportunities.
That's so cool. So the reason how I fell into that, I started training at the martial arts here in Barrhaven, and Barrhaven Barrhaven Martial Arts Center.
Okay.
And so, I started going to these local amateur, rec MMA bouts and all that stuff. So it's really, really cool. I was doing jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, so I sort of got into that. But one of the things that I haven't gone to yet, and I'm dying to go, is the wrestling scene. So how is that? You've been to a few, I guess.
Yeah, so I've done work with Great North Wrestling, and that is through Devin Nicholson, who goes by Hannibal, and it's been I haven't done one of those for quite some time as well, but because everything has been sort of on hold the last 6 months at this point, and but even before then, my schedule is a little too busy to be able to do it. But I've got to meet a lot of legends in the world of WWF, WWE, which was really neat. I've been in the ring with AJ Styles and Hacksaw Jim Duggan and that big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, and it's really neat, and to get to introduce them to say like coming to the ring, weighing in at whatever and then they jump in the ring and you're just sort of there with them, right? And you don't make too many moves. Because they'll incorporate you into the match sometimes, but it's neat, and the crowds are interesting, and they're wild and crazy, and it's a lot of fun.
And that's the thing. I mean, I love culture. I mean, there's so much subculture that, you don't even know exists in the city. And I just love it all. I love to immerse myself in different experiences. So that's on my list next. My brother actually went to a few in the Gatineau side, a few wrestling matches. He said it's really entertaining. So I got to check it out.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. But it sounds like you should be in the ring because you've been working out and you're mixed martial arts. Now that I know that, I'm definitely not going to mess with you. I'm just going to be like, yeah, whatever you need.
I'm trying to think now, what move should I pull on you? There's like, what did we have back in the day? We had the camel clutch, the eye rake. You remember that?
Yeah, but isn't in mixed martial arts there's the guillotine? Is that like something or like?
Oh, yeah. The mixed martial arts. I think I don't know. We can try a standing guillotine on you. What else? The elbow, bang, like
Yeah,
this, Dylan, like that.
I might not show up. I might. Where's Dylan? Just I don't want to be injured.
Oh my God, you're so funny. And so tell us more. So there's a really interesting competition taking place. Another Canadian comedy legend, Mike McDonald. You have the Summer Comedy Festival. So tell us more. This is actually active right now, isn't it?
So I also work at Yuk Yuks, and the club is now open. They're only allowing 50 people in per show due to the COVID restrictions, but the summer comedy competition is going on right now, and it was named after Mike McDonald, who passed away a couple of years ago, but he needed an organ transplant, and he got it, and we had some extra years from Mike as a result. So it's to support organ donation. And right now, there's a couple of semifinals shows left. And the big finals are going to be taking place on the 13th, the Sunday night on Elgin Street. And it's just the best of the best in Ottawa comedy. And you always hear these cliches, you can't miss this show and a killer lineup and get your seats now. But it really is, it's extremely entertaining. And they're so talented. And the person who wins at the end of all this, the past pile of years, has gone on to do great things. And it's worth getting a ticket to, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting. And again, supporting, the local comedy scene, and Yuk Yuks being a local comedy club. I know for myself, it's almost like, how do you say, therapy, right? When you go, you just kind of, laugh, and it feels really good. And I think you've been great, and Yuk Yuks been great. We've been able to, so generous of you both to offer free tickets. And so I just want to assure the audience too. I mean, Yuk Yuk is, taking COVID-19 protocol very seriously, so that you can have a good time and not have to worry about, these things.
They've taken it so seriously. They want to know that they want everybody to know that safety is number one. They've even hired somebody every show to go around and wipe things down and make sure that people feel safe. And are safe, and they were worried, obviously, right? Like, what's going to happen, and can we stay in business? And right now things are still pretty tight, because normally they'd get about 150 or so per show, and now it's down to 50. So every ticket, it means keeping the doors open, the lights on, right? So that's why supporting local right now is just so important to keep people's jobs going.
Yeah, no, that's really, really important. And like, just getting back to the support local, goal. I mean, for us, we're really trying to build momentum. We're trying to get as many Canadians as possible on POP TikR, to support and discover the amazing Canadian brands we have. Is there any, and again, I want to thank you, Dylan, for participating in the Support Local Canada Challenge. I know you had mentioned a number of great Canadian brands. Is there any other ones that you just checked out more recent that you want to just shout out? I know there's so many to name, so it's hard to put you on the spot, but
So you're talking like within the city? Like,
anywhere Canadian, yeah, within the city, or in maybe Vankleek, or some other passive cross in other cities.
my goodness, like so the reason why I don't want to answer that is because I'm going to leave people out.
Yeah, I
And
know, it's hard.
so many people over the past little while, like I have a friend named Randy Devine who runs a handyman service, and he dropped by the condo to help me out with something when he could have just said like no because of COVID, and we were safe about it. I have a friend, Sue Morin, who is she makes greeting cards to keep people happy and keep smiles on their faces. Rahil is my hairstylist, and she's at the Centerpoint Fabulous Cuts rather, just on Baseline. And she was worried because the hairdressers and what's going to happen when barbers open up. And Michael Lifshitz, who's a great comedian, has this collaborative comedy competition every couple of weeks at a restaurant that's incredible, Carlingwood. See, I could go on and on and on and on. And there's just so many people that are just trying to keep things going, keeping things afloat, staying mentally happy and healthy. And you have to commend these. Nobody's giving up, and that's the important thing here.
And you know what? On that note, I will tell the Canadian public, you need to follow Dylan Black Radio. I mean, he is so committed to the community. If you really want to know and support local, he's another great, community leader to follow. So Dylan Black Radio, he's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, he's everywhere. So check him out. And just to end, I wanted to do something fun. It's sort of like, one of these question polls. So let's see if you're ready for that. Dylan, it's
Okay. All right. We didn't talk about this in advance. I don't know what's going to happen here.
I know, this is nerve-wracking. This is crazy.
It's crazy. Okay.
So number one, favorite chip flavor. Let's go.
Favorite chip flavor? Probably barbecue or dill pickle.
Okay, I think you're good. Number two, your favorite Canadian band.
Canadian band, Blue Rodeo for sure.
Yeah. Oh, nice, very nice. Number three, this is funny. This is an inside joke, so nobody else will get this. Gail or Oprah?
Gail or Oprah? I'll probably have to go with Oprah because she's a broadcaster and she's done some fantastic things. And when I watch her shows, even now, like when I watched it as a kid, I wasn't as fascinated as I am now watching repeats or whatever because she's so good. And to be that good, right? So like I watch these people and I try to be as good as they are, these amazing broadcasters. So Oprah. Are you Gail then, or what's?
Yeah, I'll be Gail. Yeah, I'll be Gail. I think we have to do a road trip. I'm not lying. And I'll be Gail, you be Oprah. You be in the driver's seat.
Sure. Okay. Well, yeah. All right. You're paying for the gas, though.
I will. I'm learning from the best. So
Canadian entertainment. I can't afford the gas. Okay.
Yeah. So on that note, I gotta hear you say it. So Oprah's classic, Back in a Moment. Come on, do it in your Dylan voice.
We have more Daytime Ottawa coming up in moments right here on Rogers TV.
I love it. Awesome. Okay, so here's so two more questions left. Yeah. So it's your last day on Earth, Dylan. What ice cream flavor do you choose, and what comedian do you bring with you?
Oh, ice cream. I'm a chocolate guy, so anything chocolate, and you got to put some peanut butter in there for sure. So peanut butter type and I'm a gigantic fan of Jim Carrey. So I love Jim Carrey. I know a lot of people have issues with like his politics or other views, but nobody can make me laugh like Jim Carrey does. Chris Farley was another one of those guys. I don't know if you remember Chris Farley, but
I do. I remember Chris Farley. It was amazing. Yeah.
It's one of my dreams in life to meet Jim Carrey. And I would just be starstruck. I'm not starstruck as much as I used to be because I've had a chance to meet a lot of amazing people through the years, but Jim Carrey for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's amazing. I remember when, he first launched on the scene. Remember Ace Ventura and all his like facial craziness that he would do?
Yeah, like I felt like I'd never seen anything like that before. And through Yuk Yuks, because he grew up through Yuk Yuks in Toronto. So my boss at Yuk Yuks in Ottawa, Howard Wagner, had a chance to know him years and years ago before he made it. And it's pretty cool. So he's a Canadian guy, and I'm going Jim Carrey.
Awesome. Sure. And lastly, Dylan, I mean, you are inspiring to so many people, and I wanted to ask you, who is your inspiration?
Well, and I can tell you this. So I have a little boy, and his name is Max. He's 3 years old. His full name is Maxwell James. So he's named after two of the male figures in my life that did the most for me. And so I'll start with first name Maxwell, Max Keeping, who was the anchor of CJOH TV News at 6 for about 40 years. A gigantic philanthropist, and I learned so much from Max. And unfortunately, he's gone now. And James, my father. My dad would just work these 12-hour night shifts over and over and over to steel mill in Lorneal, Ontario, beside Vankleigh Kill, and the way he loved my mom, and just he's gone now too. But a tribute, we named our child after Max and my dad, so those are definitely my two mentors.
Oh, well, that's beautiful. God bless, Dylan. And, really appreciate your time here today with us at Pop TikR and Pop TV. So,
Thank you. You can I say, like, you are relentless in the most beautiful way possible, because you're so out there trying to get everybody on board with what you're doing, and you don't ever give up. I know you and I've just recently connected, and I'm blessed to have you in my life now, and it's just you're helping out so many people. So if anybody's watching this, please share these videos on your social media to let people know about the good things that you are doing, and to help out people in our community. So thank you.
oh, thank you so much, Dylan. You the best. You rock. And
I might pay for the gas. We'll see. I might.
yeah, and another thing too, every time I go into the chip pantry, I'm always thinking of you. Man, I crashed my diet.
Yeah, it's like, because I post about all the terrible things sometimes, and yeah. Well, you're doing well. You haven't put on any COVID weight. I put on. Keep up the good work.
We trying. All right, Dylan, thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day, and talk soon.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
All right, take care, Canada, and we'll see you next week on Pop TV. Cheers.